So what is William really sort of trying to achieve with this trip?
Well, as you mentioned, Rosie, the timing of this trip is really key. The Earthshot Innovation Summit taking place in New York, but coinciding with New York Climate Week, when the world's most influential figures on climate change are going to be in town. And Prince William wants to ensure that he has a seat at the table and that his Earthshot Prize is front and centre in those discussions. It also coincides with a meeting at the UN General Assembly. So he's going to be holding a meeting with the UN General Secretary, Antonio Guterres, and other world leaders. So it's a big moment for Prince William and a big stepping up that we're seeing here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sort of enter now, Prince William, the global statesman.
Yes, and I think what we're seeing here is the shift, the transition or evolution from the Duke of Cambridge to the Prince of Wales and the next in line to the throne. And this is about Prince William setting out his stall, who he is, the kind of king that he will be in the future and the issues that matter to him. And the Earthshot Prize, we know, is his big legacy project. I think we can compare this to the Prince's Trust founded by his father early in his tenure as the Prince of Wales. And this really is the biggest initiative that we've seen from Prince William. And in this evolution to a kind of global statesman, we're starting to see more and more of that. Last year, when he was in Boston for the Earthshot Prize, he had a meeting with the US President Joe Biden. He's undertaken a solo trip to Poland, for example, to the Ukrainian border to meet troops there. We are seeing him much more as a player on the world stage.
And the environment is certainly what he wants to be talking about and championing with this prize. What we are led to believe, Sarah, from reporting in the Times is all the American news networks have absolutely been sort of clamouring to get an interview with him to get William's side of the story that was laid out in spare by his brother. I think my assumption, it is extremely unlikely that he will entertain any of those requests.
Politely declining them,
yes.
Rosie. Look, his brother has had his turn on the US interview circuit, but Prince William has no desires to follow in his footsteps. He really doesn't want to be talking about that family rift and any of the issues raised by Prince Harry in the Netflix documentary or in Spare or any of the interviews that went alongside it. He really wants the focus this time to be on his Earthshot Prize, on the issues that he wants to raise. And he's really hoping that this trip isn't going to be overshadowed by any of those issues, that he can get the focus on it. And there are going to be some headline grabbing moments. For example, we're going to be seeing him wading into the Hudson River with the Hollywood actress Cate Blanchett, who's a big supporter of the Earthshot Prize. And they're both going to be raising awareness of a water treatment project that's going on in New York. And he'll be hoping that those are the headlines, the ones that he wants to get across, rather than those more uncomfortable ones.
Yeah, so a carefully managed trip, I'm sure. There is another royal trip on the agenda. The King's going to France. Talk to us about the sort of different dynamics at play.
And some carefully managed diaries as well,
Yes.
because Prince William is in New York today and tomorrow. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to see the King and Queen travel to France. Now, this is a rescheduled visit. You will remember it had to be cancelled. It was due to be their first state visit, but it was cancelled as a result of the rioting taking place in France. So it's been rescheduled, but we're seeing pretty much the same agenda as the King and Queen were due to be undertaking. They're going to be traveling to France, where they'll be greeted by the French President Macron. They are going to be having a red carpet welcome. They'll be laying a wreath at the Arc de Triomphe. There's going to be a state banquet at the Palace of Versailles. And then they'll be heading to Bordeaux as well. And 3 days of visits for them. France was supposed to have the honour of being the first country to welcome them, then had the shame of having to say, you know what, you can't come here. And that honour went to Germany. So I think we will really be seeing France rolling out the red carpet for the King and Queen this time.